Our lecture is recorded on the morning of January 3rd, 1970, Ciudad India.
Just sprinkle, not individual, sprinkle. Minimize time. Don't waste. So, the point is here that Ajamin was so qualified, just as a Brahmin, perfect Brahmin, born of a Brahmin father and educated, qualified and acquired the qualities. All the qualities are mentioned that Sutta Sampanna means well studied in Vedas. That is Brahmin's qualification. Vedopat, Bhavet Vipra, Brahmin, without any knowledge of the Vedas, that is not a Brahmin. So he was actually Brahmin, Sutta Sampanna. And after simply reading of Vedas as a scholar is useless. Just like foreign, Western scholars. Now stop. One must practically apply the knowledge. Not like armchair politician or armchair Vedanti, smoking cigarette and reading Vedanta. This kind of study of Vedas is useless. And we have seen so many sannyasis, so-called sannyasis, talking on Vedanta and smoking at the same time. You see? So Ajamil was not like that. He was a scholar in the Vedic literature, Ayam hi Sutta Sammarna Shila Vritta Gunalaya. And he was very well behaved and deserved her of all good qualities. Gunalaya, Dhita Brata, and have how to follow the regulatory principles. These points we have already discussed. That the most important point is that even one is such qualified, there is chance of fall down as Ajamil. Because in the beginning, Ajamil was introduced, the story of Ajamil was introduced, Kannukubji Dija Kosti Asit Dasipati Ajamila Namna Nasta Sadachara Dasya Sangsagga Dushita. Dasya means prostitute. In India, it is the old custom that a prostitute quarter is maintained for the lusty people, those who are not satisfied with one wife. They should not pollute the society, but they should go to the prostitute. So that is means illicit sex. Sex without the intention for begetting a nice child. That is illicit sex. There are two kinds of illicit. Avoidha, three sangsara. Avoidha means against the vidhi, against the regulation. Putra pinda, putrarthe kriyate bharya. Bharya means wife. Wife is accepted simply for begetting son. That's why it is called dharmapatni. Dharmapatni. A son is required. Why one should accept a wife for begetting son? Putra pinda prayojanam. according to Vedic Dharma, the Pindadan offering Pinda oblations to the forefathers, Putra is Punnamak Trayate iti Putra. And everything is derivative and it has got sound substance in each and every word of Sanskrit. Who is Putra? There is another hell. Hell, and if somebody by his sinful action is sent to that hell, the Putra will deliver him. Punnamak narakat prayate. That Punnamak, that Punnamak narak, the first word of that narak, Pu, and trayate, throw. It combined together, it becomes Putra. The Putra has meaning. Putra is not a product of sexual intercourse. No. Putra means who can deliver the forefathers if by chance he is fallen in the hellish condition. There is a Putra Pinda Prajana. What is Putra Pinda? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also showed us the example. He went to Gaya Pradesh to offer Pinda for his forefathers. This is necessary. Still in Gaya there is a Vishnu temple. And in the Vishnu temple the oblation is offered at the lotus feet of this. There are many practical cases that one's father or mother became ghost after death, and after offering oblations at the lotus feet of Vishnu at Gaya, he was delivered. There are many cases. So, actual fact is Vishnu worship. That is the ultimate goal of Vedic civilization. But they do not know. Nati vidu shartha gatim hi Vishnu. Their attention is diverted in so many demigods. The greatest disservice to the society, that here is another god here, not only manufacturing a man god, but they are advising that any god you can worship. No. Vishnu, Tat Vishnam Paramam Padam Sada Pasyanti Suraya. This is Vedic mantra. Those who are Suraya means advanced. Suraya means Suraya and Asuraya. Asuraya means demon. Vishnu Bhakta Bhavet Sura. Those who are devotees of Lord Vishnu, they are Sura. Asuras Tad Viparjaya. And those who are not Vishnu Bhaktas, they are Asuras. Just like Rama was very great devotee of Lord Shiva, still he was an Asura. Hiranyakasipu, he was a great devotee of Lord Brahma, but he was considered Asura. So, anyone who is not devotee of Lord Vishnu is Asura. That is the verdict. Asura Sad Viparjaya. And this Pindadan is offered oblations to the Vishnu. So if any man becomes a Vaishnava, he is offering oblations to Vishnu every moment. So his forefathers are delivered without any trouble. Without any trouble. If one son becomes a Vaishnava in the family, he can deliver 14 generations up and down. That is the bhadi. Not only bhadi, this is the version in the Srimad Bhagavatam. When Prahlad Maharaj offered all benediction, but he declined, my dear Lord, I have tried to worship your lotus feet not for any material benediction. And we are born of a father too much materialistic. Naturally, I have got the tendency for enjoy material prosperity. And you are so able, Supreme Personality of God, you can give me any kind of material prosperity. So if you induce me in that way, take benediction, whatever you like, naturally I will be inclined. But do not put me into such illusion. That was the reply. He could ask any benefit on the side. He could ask any material benediction from Lord Nrsimhadev, but this is not pure devotee. They were pure devotees. By worshipping Lord, one should not ask for any material benediction. Why they should? That is not the proper, that is not pure devotion. Pure devotion means annavilasita sannam, no material desire. Annavilasita sinnam, jnana karmat anavritam, without any coverage of fruitive activities and speculative knowledge. Because the real purpose of successful life is to invoke your dormant love for Krishna. That is the perfection of life. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prema Pumartha Maha. That is highest perfection. Savai Pungsa Paro Dharma Jato Bhakti Adhukhaji. That is first class religion, pursuing which one can develop his dormant love for God. That is first class. So, Ajamil was being trained up. He was sufficiently educated in Vedic literature. His character was very nice, and he was offering respect to the elderly persons, spiritual masters. He was offering oblations daily to the fire, sacrifice. Everything is described. But all these qualities become nullified simply for illicit sex life. Just see how it is dangerous. How it is dangerous. Therefore, it is the greatest pillar of sinful life, illicit sex life. Here it is clearly stated that Ajamin's qualities are stated. At the same time, in the beginning, it is stated that Karnakubdi Dija Kachit Asid Dasipati Ajamila. Dasipati. He was attached to a prostitute, Dasipati. The prostitute is called Dasi. And wife is called Dharmapatni. These are distinctions. There are distinction of dresses also, according to Vedic way of life. The prostitute would separate the hair here, not in the middle. Yes, what is called? That is, a prostitute should comb her hair in that way so that people can understand she is prostitute and she is chaste woman. And this sindoor, the lead, red lead, these were the signs. A vidava, one who has no husband, they should wear without any skirt, sari without any skirt, vidava, without any bangle. The people will understand this woman is without husband, this woman is prostitute, this woman is chaste woman, this woman is not married, this woman's husband is away from home. So different dresses. Prosita Bhattrika. Prosita Bhattrika, the name was a woman whose husband is away from home. She should not dress very nicely. She should not comb her hair. That is the system. There are so many systems. Anyway, this Brahmin, although so much qualified, and because she kept one prostitute, it is clearly stated, Nasta Sadachara, all his good qualities became void. All is good qualities. Nasta sadachara. Why nasta sadachara? Dasya sangsarga dusita. Simply by association with a prostitute. Dasya sangsarga dusita. This Bhagavad was written 5,000 years ago, and this story, Sukadeva Goswami says, I am speaking an old story. That means this incident of Ajami was not less than 50,000 years ago. At that time, 5,000 years ago, Sukadeva Goswami is narrating a very old story. And very was at least 40,000, 50,000 years ago. So just see how Vedic civilization was planned from the very time immemorial. Simply by association of illicit sex life, so many qualities became null and void. Now he is describing that ekadasu banangjata pitri sandeshe dija adaya tatvavritta phala samit kusa for offering daily worship, fruits, flowers, and samit, the kusha, grass, everything is required. His father ordered him, just bring all these things. You are in the forest to collect all these things. And while coming back, he saw one Sudra was in embrace with a prostitute, and he happened to pass that way, and he stood there and saw, attracted. A young man becomes attracted. Therefore, these things should be very secretly done. Everyone knows that a husband wife has sex intercourse, but not like cats and dogs. That is human civilization. Not that on the road the boy or the girl is embracing, kissing, and having sex life. This is the animal life. This is animal life. Simple, they are educated to prostitution. Now at the present moment, father, mother sends the daughter for prostitution. Find out a suitable man. Attract a suitable man. Don't marry abruptly. Just take this man, this man, this man, this man. Then marry. So father, mother, they are teaching daughters prostitution. This is the condition of the society. How there can be peace? And thereafter peace. They are making conference, peace. By conference and passing resolution, there can be peace, and the result is Naxalites, communists. Naxalites. All over the world, it is not only in India, all over the world, there cannot be peace. Unless you reform the whole social structure, and that can be done only by this movement, Krishna consciousness. Only by this movement. That's a fact, and it is being done. So how this man fell down, it is said. Sir, Ekodasu Dadarsa Kaminam, Kaminam. Kami means lusty. The lusty people, they do like that. They do not care for society, do not care for elderly person, do not care that people will not like this. In the road, in the street, in the sea beach, anywhere, in the cinema, these things are very advertised in cinema nowadays to attract people. Formerly in India, this was not. But they are gradually introducing all this nonsense to make people more lusty. And to become lusty means that he is going to hell. He is going to. Mahat seva dharmahud vimukti. Stamadvaram jositang sangi sangam. If you want to open the door of your liberation, then you should engage yourself in serving the Mahat, the devotees, the pure devotees. Mahat seva dharmahud vimukti. Tamadwaram Jositang Sangisangam. Tamadwaram means the door for hellish condition of life, and if you want that, then you mix with Jositang Sangisangam. Those who are too much attached to women, you associate with them. These things are there in the Shastras. And practically it is said, Dadarsa kaminam kachit chudram saha bhujishaya pityacha madhu moireyam. Not only you are engaged in embracing a prostitute, but the prostitute was drunk. Her eyes were moving like madhu. The wine is made from madhu, sugar, and still all spirit is made from molasses. This is the old system. This is very intoxicating. Rectified spirit, you know, doctor may know, this is made from molasses, because we are in the chemical line, we know. So here it is also said that spirit made, liquor made, whiskey made from madhu. Pityacha madhu moireya. Another process of manufacturing wine is from a flower, is called mahua. Mahua flower, perhaps you know. The jungle people, the Kiratas, they take this mahua flower from the jungle and they soak it in water, and when it is fermented, it becomes wine. So such kind of, everything is there. If anyone wants to manufacture wine, that is also there in Bhagavad. Because it is perfect knowledge, all knowledge you can get. So, pityacha, pitta means drinking. Madhu maireyam, pityacha means mada aghur nitanetraya. Whenever one becomes a drunkard, his eyes are not set up in right position. These things he saw. Mattaya vislatha nibya vapithang nirapatrapam. And because both of them are drunkards, they are, I must say, dhotis and saris were slackened. Now it has become a fashion to slacken. But this is not very good. To make more attractive for sex indulgence, of course this has become a fashion, but this is not very good. Then, mattaya blissata nibya vapitang nirapatrapam, and because they are so rascal, they had no, I would say, blissfulness. They are freely. Nirapatrapam. Nirapatrapam, one who does not care for any public criticism. Nirapatrapam, kirantam anugayantam hasantam noyanantike. And I was laughing and smiling and singing and enjoying. And this boy, Ajamil, when he was passing on that road, he saw everything. Drishtyatang kamaliptena bahuna purilambitam. The boy, when he heard that they are engaged in such lusty affairs, bahuna, with arms, parilambita. Parilambita means embracing one another. Drishtyatang kamaliptena bhajana parilambitam jagama hitcha hit avasam sahasaiva vimohita. Although he was so much trained up, still vivasata, forcibly he was attracted to this thing. Forcibly. Because young man. So these things are being shown regularly in the cinema. So what character will be formed of the young man? by seeing once this Ajamin, he fell down so much. And our boys and girls are seeing this scene every day in the cinema. So what kind of character you can expect from them? These are the instructions to be taken from Srimad Bhagavatam. But generally people go to hear Bhagavatam to the professional reciter when the Rasa Leela of Krishna is discussed. Because they think, oh, Krishna is doing this, embracing a nice girl, so this is very nice. And not this part of Bhagavad is interesting. That part of Bhagavad is very interesting. And people gather in 10,000 to hear Rasa Leela. And the reciter will make very monetary profit. This is going on, Bhagavad. Nobody is interested to hear the incidences of Ajamin. They at once go to Krishna. Although Krishna's Rasa Leela is not this lusty affair, that is a different thing. But people, because they want such thing, they are very much addicted to Bhagavad reading or Bhagavad recitation when Rasa Leela is described. Rasa Leela should be strictly, Chaitanya, according to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his pastime. We follow that this Rasa Leela chapter is not for ordinary person, they are meant for liberated person. Not for ordinary person, therefore they should not be, this Rasa Leela description should not be made amongst ordinary people, those who are advanced devotees, those who are liberated from material contamination, they should try to understand what is Rasa Leela. That is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. So one should not even imagine the Rasa Leela of Krishna. But it is meant when one is advanced in Krishna consciousness, it is for them only. So, drishyatang kamaliptena bahuna purilambitam, kamaliptena, engaged in such lusty affairs, embracing one another by the arms, jagama hich avasang sahasaiva vimohita. All his education and training become bewildered and he becomes attracted and stunned by this scene. Tadabhayan atmana javat sattang jatha sutam. Tadabhayan atmana atmanam javat satta jatha sutam no sasaka samadhatum mono madana vipitam. Madana vipitam. Madan, this Cupid. When Cupid attacks somebody, or when one becomes, I am to say, too much attracted by lust, all his education, all his culture, all his knowledge becomes stunned. That is this. Therefore one has to avoid this society. Tajodujjana sangsangam. The Chanakya Pandit, he advises him, Tajodujjana sangsangam. Always avoid Durjana sangsangam, association with Durjana. Durjana means sense gratifying person. Those who are engaged only in sense gratification. That is Durjana. And Sujana means those who are engaged in for spiritual enlightenment. They are called Sujana. That is the instruction everywhere. Therefore, from the very beginning of life, a boy is sent to Gurukul for good association. Gurukul means, still there are many Gurukuls in India. A spiritual master training some boys in spiritual life. That has also become polluted. So many things. This is Kali Yuga. Therefore, the only way of deliverance from this bewilderment is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. He became attracted. No sasaka samadhatu, mono madana vipita. He is personally seeing the sex affairs, how he can be checked from the sex appetite. It is clearly said, no sasaka, he was unable, no sasaka samadhatum, to control himself. Control himself. Therefore these sins are strictly prohibited for public sin. These sins, everyone knows that when there is man and woman, or husband and wife, there is, but not to be publicly exhibited. According to Hindu system, we have seen it. The wives go to the husband at night, and nobody could see. Everyone, when everyone has got, all elderly people has gone to sleep, then the wife goes. And he comes early in the morning, so that nobody can see when he has come out from the husband. This was the system. And at daytime, no wife was allowed to see the husband, especially young wife. So, this sex affair, according to Vedic civilization, is strictly regulated. It is not the cats and dogs sex life. Because if you allow the sex life like cats and dogs, in the society will be cats and dogs. So these things have to be taken lesson from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Says Ram to the Asiyu Bhakta, and those who are not engaged in Krishna consciousness are told to be Asurs. And he also told that Ram was counted as Asur, and he was not Krishna conscious whenever he was not called Krishna conscious. Ram was the avatar of Paramatma, and in Ramayana it is described that Ram was a Maryada Purushottam. In Ramayana it shows that how do we should live our actual life, and Ramayana shows the actual map. If you are in Sansar, how you must live. And if you are saying Ram to be Asura, how do we have taken
Ram was Asura?
No, you told that.
Ravana was Asura. You have become Asura. You do not hear properly. So, you have become Asura. It is God saved you that you question, otherwise you would have gone like a Asura. You do attentively hear, don't speak like Asura.
Sorry,
Yes. That happens, you see. Not hearing attentively, sometimes wrong conclusion is made.
proper question. There is answer. If know our question properly,
Yeah.
there is answer.
There is the answer.
Said that the pastimes of Rasa Leela were only for liberated souls. And in the Krishna book, in the Nectar of Devotion, there are some descriptions of pastimes of Radha and Krishna. And
that is very cautiously mentioned. Yes. It has to be given because it is part of Krishna's pastime. We cannot avoid it. Therefore, it has to be heard from right person. He will be cautious to present the things. Anusuniyan, the injunction is one should hear from a person bona fide. Anusuniyan. Not directly. Not directly. Give that note to Bhagavan.
in this age, it's practically impossible. We cannot avoid this kind of association.
Therefore, kalau naseva, naseva, naseva. There is no other alternative. You have to take this purificatory process, chanting Hare Krishna. There is no other way. You cannot reform the society. That is not possible. You cannot train them in the Vedic way. Everything is lost now. Mandabhagya, they are all unfortunate. Mandabhagya. upadruta and disturbed by the social concept. Oh,
It
yes.
says in the Bhagavad Gita that if one performs devotional service and his result is never lost, how is it possible for Arjuna to lose all the devotional service to Vishnu by associating with prostitutes?
What is that question?
It says in the Bhagavad Gita
Huh.
that if one makes a little bit of endeavor on the path of devotional service,
Yes,
then his result is never lost.
yes.
So then how is it possible for Ajamil to lose his devotional
He was not in devotional service. He was,
Vishnu?
he was trained. Vishnu worship is not always devotional service. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was presented by Ramananda Raj about Vishnu worship, he said, no, this is not the right description. You go further. You'll find in this. Yes. You go further. Yavajyage kaha. Because unless they understand what Vishnu, simple official Vishnu worship will not have. One has to become a real devotee. Annavilasa generally goes to Vishnu for asking something. Or any other demigod, they go. If people are very much addicted to material enjoyment, either he goes to Shuddha Bhakti. This Bhakti means Shuddha Bhakti. Annavilasita Sannam. That is transcendental platform. But there is Viddha Bhakti. Viddha Bhakti. One who goes to worship Vishnu for some material, just like Dhruva Maharaj went. That was bhakti, but that was Viddha Bhakti, adulterated. Dhruva Maharaj went to gain his father's kingdom. That is, arthat, artho arthat, chatudvida bhajante ma. 4 kinds of men goes to worship Vishnu. Artha, those who are distressed. Arthati, those who are in need of money or material benefit. Jigyasa, those who are inquisitive. And Jnani, these 4 kinds. Out of these Jigyasa and Jnana are better than the Artha and Arthat, the distress and need of money. Even the Jnani and Jignasu, they are not on the pure devotional side. Because pure devotional service is beyond Jnana. Jnana karmad anavritam. Just like gopis, they did not try to understand Krishna by Jnana, whether Krishna is Bhagavan. No. They simply automatically develop, not automatically by their previous good activities, acute love for Krishna. They never try to understand Krishna, whether he is God. When Uddhava tried to preach before them about Jnana, they did not hear it very attentively. They simply absorbed in thought of Krishna. That is the perfection of Krishna consciousness. Never mind Krishna what is, but one loves Krishna. That is one. That is spontaneous. Real love means that. A lover does not consider what he is, the opposite party, what he is. Whether he is rich man, whether he is educated man or educated. There is no such consideration. Love is spontaneous. That is an example of it. Similarly, love for Krishna, that should be simply spontaneous, without any consideration. Aslisaba padaratang kunastama. Either you trample down under your feet or embrace me, still I love you. That is love. That kind of love. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
third, and he commits an offense at the feet of his true devotee, whatever he has done up until that time is not lost, but he, in his next life he gets another.
If he thinks that he has committed offense, he should ask pardon, excuse, that's all.
If he just goes on, he never asks pardon. He just finishes
Then that he
his
should,
life.
that he should, that he should.
He should ask.
Yes, please excuse me, I've done.
Suppose he doesn't ask, and he just
And that is obstinacy. Why should he not? If he thinks that he has committed offense, why should he not ask excuse? That is,
He may not think so. He may just become so fallen down.
then they have fallen down, what can be done? To save from this fallen down, she should ask, or he should ask, please excuse me, I have done. That's all, finish it. And a devotee is always prepared to excuse. Why should he not ask? Yes. One should be very cautious, and if it happens so, then he should ask to be excused, that's all. There are many causes. One should be cautious, that's all. Therefore one should hear, one should be cautious, and chant Hare Krishna. Krishna will help. We should be cautious, but if something is done unwillingly, that is excusable. That is another. We are offending in every moment, but when it is within our consciousness, we should take some precaution that this should not be done. If I have done, ask excuse, that's all. Finish.
I noticed in the body time that many times even great devotees like Akrura and so many great devotees of Krishna offered prayers to Krishna to please forgive him for all his sinful activities. So then this can be taken as prayer too.
Yes, yes. Prayer, daily prayers offering means like that. Shankha purvaka nama gananati ji. Shankha purvakam, by avowed determination that I shall chant so many times, I offer this prayer. One should be very active and enthusiastic. Life should be so molded that only devotional service, no other thought, no other offering, nothing. We have so many engagements, so many opportunities. We can actually do devotional service without any disturbance. And one will commit offense once, not that to repeat that offense. Unwillingly committing offense is excuse. But willingly committing offense, that is very dangerous. Now, why one should commit offense willingly? There is no meaning. Unwillingly, unconsciously, one may commit, that is excuse. In Bhagavad, bhajatāṁ, sapadamūlaṁ bhajatāṁ. There is a verse like that. That is excuse. Otherwise, how Krishna says, Apite sudurachara bhajate mam anannabha. Sadhuriva samantam. Unwillingly, by practice, has committed, that is excuse. Not that because I am becoming Vaishnava, because I am chanting Hare Krishna, therefore I can do any kind of offense, it will be counteracted. This is the greatest stuff. Sometimes it happens. But that is very grievous offense. On the strength of becoming Vaishnava and chanting Hare Krishna and committing offense at the same time, that is the greatest offense. That should be avoided, especially. But unintentionally, unconsciously, something is done, that is excuse. And if we understand that I have committed this offense, immediately steps should be taken. That's all. I think tomorrow there will be no meeting, Tomorrow early in the morning at 4, we are going to Bombay. But you can hold this meeting and discuss this Bhagavatam, chant Hare Krishna. Create vitality. Utsaha, therefore it is called Utsaha, Dhairya, Tattva Karma Parvartana, Nishtha. Utsaha requires enthusiasm, vital force. What is that?
There is a service to mankind and service to God.
That is nonsense. And that is another thing. When doctor gives service to man, he does not give service to the man, he gives service to the money.
From how to do this question. Sometimes we've had experience that our God brothers have fallen away. And when they've fallen away, they may have, some of them have rendered lots of service, but then they fall away.
The best thing is that after this meeting, we should stand together and fall down. Prabhu, please excuse me. Is that all right?
What is going to happen to these who have left and they have committed offenses against you? They have left and yet they are committing offenses against you and against Krishna because they have become deranged.
And therefore the falling down obeisances is there. If there is any offense, by offering obeisances, it is excused. And amongst yourself, you should also offer obeisances. Prabhu, please excuse me. Then finish. That is system. One should off. Everyone should fall down. What is that?
This marks the end of the lectures of Surat, India, and the house of Bhagubhai Patel. Hare Krishna. Tomorrow, this January 4th, 1971, we are going to Bombay, and from Bombay we're going to Allahabad on the evening of the